Bitcoin is about to burst. Time for you to pay attention. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve. Hit that subscribe button. The clock is ticking. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. To celebrate my son's birthday, we have the lowest price ever on our indicator bundle. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. The clock is ticking. Time is running out. And this is the buy one, get one, give one campaign, which is spreading a lot of positivity in the world. When you sign up, you're also going to get a masterclass course absolutely free. And for each person who signs up, I'm going to give a masterclass course absolutely free to somebody in need. I'm talking about single moms, single dads, vets, somebody in a tough financial situation. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. The clock is ticking. You can help improve your life drastically and help improve someone else's life drastically. cryptocrewuniversity.com. Clock is ticking. Now here we are. Bitcoin, weekly chart. Bitcoin's about to burst. The last time we explained that Bitcoin was about to burst is when we were forming bullish divergence at the same time as being in our pressure cooker. Do you remember that? Pressure cooker was here in the RSI because for the better part of 2 years, Bitcoin was in this downtrending line. At the same time, we were forming bullish divergence and something had to give. We were about to burst. We had some clues in the charts. The clues is every 6 months, on the stochastic RSI on the weekly, we have this cross, and every 6 months it spells that Bitcoin is going into a parabolic move to the upside, and it happens on schedule every 6 months. Luckily for us, it happened at the end of November at the same time we were in this pressure cooker and at the same time that we had this bullish divergence. Now, at the time, we said, look, just be level-headed because if this does burst, Bitcoin could rally all the way up to this red line, which happens to be the 200-week moving average, which happens to be the most critical level in all of Bitcoin's entire history. You can see every single bear market has played a critical role on this 200-week moving average. 2015, bottom one, bottom two. 2018, bottom one, bottom two. Every level played a critical role. The key is now it's our resistance. Why is it our resistance? Because it was our support for Bitcoin's entire history. And whenever you break support, it turns into a resistance. It's very, very simple. So we said, look, don't be surprised if we rally up to this red line. Now, as we were rallying up, we said, look, the candles are getting smaller and smaller as we approach. This is not a good sign. We're probably going to see some rejection. We saw some rejection for a few weeks. And now Bitcoin is feeling very ambitious and it wants to rally up again. But again, we saw some resistance come in. Look at this heavy wick coming into this weekly close here, right? That week, after we had a couple of weeks of bearishness, we rallied all the way up and we still showed pretty heavy weakness. We cannot get above this line. At the same time, we had our first ever weekly death cross, which again has never happened in history because we've never been below this 200-week moving average. We've always been above it. So this is our first one. And now Bitcoin is clearly going to burst again. And there are some clues. Let's go through them. First, we have our stochastic RSI, which had a cross down back here in the beginning of February, right? So the beginning of February, we had a weekly stochastic RSI cross down. It has not confirmed below the 80 level. You need crosses to confirm below the 80 level. But then we just had a short-term cross up, and we're going to see if this gives us the muscle to break through here. Bitcoin is going to do one of two things, okay? If we were to break above this red line, it's not like we're just going to peek our head through. This is a major level for so many reasons, right? We looked at the chart here at the median line of the Gaussian channel. We looked at this, the golden ratio multiplier. We are at this yellow line right now. So it's chart after chart after chart is saying that the level we're at right now is so critical. It's very hard to get through those levels. Now, if Bitcoin hypothetically were to get through, there would be so much pressure behind us. It would shoot prices up, obviously not to like 100K or 250. I'm not one of those channels that calls for things like that just to get clicks. That's not realistic. but it would rally a little bit higher than you anticipate. And the same is true on the downside. Because this level is so significant, if we do not get above here in the next couple weeks, we're going to see some heavy resistance push us down in price, down to a level that makes you relatively uncomfortable. Now, we'll cover what those levels are in a moment, but I just want to state what's happening in the charts in a clear and precise way. Bitcoin is at a breaking point. It's about to burst. There are some clues. We have a little point here with the stochastic RSI. We might have some momentum coming. But again, in a video a few days ago, we pointed out this bearish divergence that's been forming over the span of like 37, 38 days. This is bearish divergence. Nobody can argue that. Its price made it a high, another higher high, another higher high, another higher high, and for a fifth consecutive time, another higher high. At the same time as those 5 data points were making a lower high in the RSI. This is a major point that we are going to get resistance and further rejection from this 200-week moving average. We can also see the same thing play out in the median line here. But again, that doesn't mean we have no chance to get above. Bitcoin got above this line when we were met in 2018, right? We held some resistance, and we burst through it. That was the only data point where we were faced with heavy resistance and we broke through. However, looking back, it was clearly short-lived. So we don't want Bitcoin to break through this level. We don't want it, because if it did happen, it would illustrate that this might be a very short-lived move to the upside and not withstanding based on market structure. What we notice based on every other data point here is that when we get resistance from this line, Bitcoin falls further in price. However, it's very healthy for the next bull run, because the bull run is much healthier and much more sustainable and much more long lasting, rather than breaking through this level in a short-lived rally to the upside. So that's exactly what I'm seeing in the charts. Keep in mind, we will keep you updated every step of the way. Hit that subscribe button. Go jump on our indicator bundle just to give you a little glimpse at the inside. This is Cardano, and Cardano, just following the indicator bundle, would have turned 10K into almost 20K here, and it would have turned 10K into 155K here, just following the simple strategies. Same thing here, turned 10K into 18K with Ethereum. If you like Ethereum, it would have turned 10K into 15K here, and 10K into 121K here, just following the simple strategies, making life easier with less stress. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Welcome in to the game-changing indicator bundle.
I've made money back.
Now I have a structured plan. I learned something that I didn't know was possible to learn.
I'm actually up 32,000.